If you're like me and you already have all of the available fighters, it's time to check out some custom fighters. And today we have Hellboy. And here he is, the half demon, half human Hellboy. So let's just quickly take a look at his miniature here. This is probably one of the absolute favorites I currently have. And of course, got them from the Meeplesmith. I don't feel like I even need to say it anymore. But this one is just one of the most gorgeous miniatures I have. I mean, even this, you can kind of see he has a cigar in his mouth. That is like the tiniest little printing detail ever, but they did fantastic. And that, signet on his chest, his grinded down horns, his pistol looks fantastic. This is just a gorgeous miniature. So let's quickly compare him to a fighter from Unmatched. And I was thinking we could do Luke Cage because they both have those huge fists. And as always, Meeplesmith does a fantastic job matching the style for Unmatched. The bases are the exact same size, same width and everything. And of course the proportions work very well. You just kind of have to add a dark wash to these guys and no one would be the wiser. And then moving on from his miniature there, you can take a look at his health dial. I love how this one turned out. I obviously didn't do the best cutting out that window there, but it looks fantastic. And then we can also look at Luke Cage's health dial here. And I mean, besides the better cutout window there, I mean, these look like they're from the exact same game. So yeah, I think I did a pretty good job on that one. So without further ado, let's actually hop into his hero card here. So this is Hellboy. He is a melee fighter with 13 health. He has a move of 3, and his special ability is, after being attacked, when all effects on your opponent's card are resolved, if Hellboy did not play a card to defend the attack, he recovers health equal to the boost value of the opponent's card. So that's just kind of a long-winded way to say that if someone attacks you and you decide not to defend, after the attack is over, you heal equal to the boost value of the card that the opponent played. And I'm guessing if they end up boosting their attack, it would still just be the boost value of the original card, not, how many cards they play. So now let's take a look at his deck here. And this also is one of the just most gorgeous card backs we have. I love the grayscale, and I think honestly this looks like something that Unmatched would make themselves. So let's look at the deck here, starting with the attacks. So he kind of has a moveset similar to, I would say, Bigfoot. He's just a big, huge dude that can just keep walloping on you. So just like Bigfoot there, he has some 6 power attacks that have no card text here. So this first one is Excalibur, an attack of 6 with 2 boost and 1 copy, and it has no effect there. So just a big old punch with Excalibur. He actually kind of has 3 of these that just name something different, which is actually kind of fun. So next here it is Anung Unrama, which, if I remember correctly, that's actually his original name instead of Hellboy. This one actually has a boost of 4, so I guess it is different. And then once again, 1 copy, no text there. And then lastly here we have which is a 6 power attack with 3 boost and 1 copy. So actually, now that I take a closer look, I didn't kind of notice that before, they do have different boost values. These cards are a little bit different. So our next attack here for Hellboy, a attack of 2 with 1 boost, 2 copies. This is the BPRD Field Agent. And I believe it's like the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Discovery, something like that. It's basically, he just works for that, paranormal investigation, taking down monsters. So this one is a boost of 1, 2 copies, and is during combat, your opponent discards 1 random card, add its boost value to this card's value. So gotta point out that it is a random card, so they cannot pick. They have to shuffle their hand and hand you a random one. So both good for gaining some extra attack and getting a card out of their hand. And then next here we have a 4 attack with 3 boost, 1 copy, and this is the big right hook with that huge right fist of doom that he has. And this is, after combat, move the opposing fighter up to 3 spaces, draw 1 card. So I mean, you just absolutely smack him away. And of course, there's only 1 of those copies, so strong card, but you only get to do it once. Next we have, just as I was talking about, the Right Hand of Doom. This is a 4 attack, 3 boost, 1 copy. After combat, deal 1 damage to each fighter adjacent to you. So I guess he is punching the main dude and kind of keeps swinging and hitting other people in the way. The next attack here is an attack of 3 with a boost of 3 and 1 copy. This is Flesh and Blood hand, so that's his human hand that he's holding his gun with. And this is after combat, draw a number of cards equal to the amount of damage dealt to the opposing fighter. So I guess potentially a maximum of 3 unless some other cards change that. But yeah, so potentially 3 cost draw. So that's pretty good with all the draw we're getting so far. Next is a 3 attack with 2 boost and 1 copy. This is Hellboy's pistol, the one that he is holding in this miniature here. And this is after combat. If you won the combat, you may use this card again without this effect as a free action. So basically, if you just win the combat, you get to play it a second time. Kind of like the Battle Legends Volume 2 thing where they have like the second attack. So I'm guessing maybe they made this deck before Volume 2 it came out, and they could just add that second attack if you win. All right, so that's all of our attacks there. Next is our versatiles. So this is a 4 versatile with 3 boost, 2 copy. This is Devilish Aid. Immediately look at your opponent's hand and pick a card they could play. You may switch their card on the board with the one picked from their hand. So basically just you can attack or defend with this card and then choose a different card from their hand. So you got 2 of those. So our next versatile here is our 3 versatile, 2 boost, 1 copy, and this is Hunting Giants. During combat, if the opposing fighter is big or large, meaning a big or large fighter, the only one we have right now in Unmatched is the T-Rex. So basically, if you play this card against the T-Rex or any big or large fighters coming up, the value of this card is 6 instead. So this is kind of a theme throughout his deck, is that he is hunting down monsters. So he has cards that are specifically good against specific fighters, which I find to be very fun. So next here we have a 3 versatile, 2 boost, 1 copy, and this is Giant Snake Body. During combat, if the opposing fighter has a reptilian body, the value of this card is 6 instead. So I was kind of looking through my collection of what characters would constitute as reptilian body, and I'm guessing they're mainly talking about Medusa here. So this would be a 6 against Medusa. And then if we look at custom fighters, I think the Ninja Turtles are also reptilian. So let's look at our next one here. Now this one, I'm gonna absolutely botch that, but let's do that in a second. This is a 3 versatile, 3 boost, 1 copy, and this is Kamazotes, I'm hoping. After combat, if the opposing fighter is a vampire, deal 3 damage to that fighter. And I don't know why they didn't do it on the other 2, but specifically on this one, they list all the vampires. We have Dracula, the sisters, Angel, Spike, Drusilla, Willow, and Tara are all vampires. I mean, they're literally from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but yeah. So, old Dracula here is going to be hit with a 6 if he is fighting against Hellboy. So, now we have a couple of charms and sigils here. This is a 2 versatile with 1 boost, 1 copy. The Lucky Charm. Immediately cancel all effects on your opponent's cards. Or just card. During combat, switch the printed value of this card with the printed value of the opponent's card. So basically, their card becomes a 2, and your card becomes whatever you know their card was. So these are basically just feints, but they have little special abilities here. So next here is the Mystic Sigil, a 2 versatile, 1 boost, 1 copy, and immediately cancel all effects on your opponent's card, and after combat, draw 2 cards. So honestly, this is probably one of the best feints you're gonna have, besides like super feint. And then, oh shoot, a difficult one to pronounce. This is a 2 versatile, 1 boost, 1 copy, and it is Arbutus, hopefully, and immediately cancel all effects on your opponent's card. So just a feint there. So now we are done with all of our versatiles for his deck. We can move on to his defense cards. So this is a 2 defense, 3 boost, 2 copies, and son of a, just like he says in his speech bubble there. During combat, if your hand is empty, the value of this card is 6 instead. After combat, draw 2 cards. So he has a lot of card draw, so honestly this effect might not happen that often because, you know, you're going to have so many cards from the card draw. So it actually does kind of work with his hero ability there, because that one says if you don't defend, you know, you can heal a little bit, but if you're not defending, you're not playing cards, your hand's going to fill up and you're going to be burning like cards from your deck and not even able to use them. So yeah, we have 2 copies of that. Next we have the Paranormal Investigators. This is from the, we look back here, if I can find it. Yes, it is the BPRD. So that is the the badge he is holding up. So this is a 1 defense with a 4 boost. So we did have those boosts in there earlier, so the 4 boost would be very nice. We have 2 copies of this, and this is immediately the printed value of your opponent's card becomes 0. It can still be modified by card effects or abilities. So yeah, so just basically setting the card to 0, but then their card can also change it back up from 0. So we get 2 of those. And then we have, oh, there you go, BPRD again. This is the 3 defense, 1 boost, 1 copy, and this is after combat, restore 2 health, or sorry, recover 2 health. So yeah, just a good bringing back some health if you're not using it from your hero ability there. And then also we have a Rush Unrama, which, as I said, I think the other one was his name, if I'm remembering right. Yeah, it was a Nung Unrama, so I'm not sure. Maybe this one's his name and this one's not. I'm not sure, but I'm not too up with the lore of Hellboy, so someone might have to comment what this one means if that one is his name. And this is a 4 defense, 2 boost, 1 copy. After combat, if Hellboy has 6 or less health, you may return this card to your hand. If you do so, you discard a card. So basically just swapping a card from your hand to put this back in there. So actually, that's a very fun card. I like that a lot. And lastly, here we have his scheme cards. So first is Taunt with a 3 boost, 2 copies, and this is place an opposing hero adjacent to Hellboy, gain 1 action. So yeah, he's just taunting him, and they're running at him so that he can, you know, attack them. So him being a melee fighter, this is a very nice card. I wish more melee fighters had something like this. So if someone's running away, let's say like Invisible Man or something, they just keep running away from you, you can play this card, suck them in, and then you still have 2 actions to start beating them up with those 6 power cards. And then another scheme here, we have Field Dressings. This is a 4 boost again, so another good for those boost cards. A 1 copy, and it is recover 4 health. If this is your first action this turn, your turn ends. If this is your second action this turn, discard 1 card. So I like how that's kind of a balanced out. So you do restore a lot of health, but either you have to spend your entire turn doing it, or you lose another card for that. But once again, he has a lot of card draw, so you know his weakness here might be that he's burning way through his deck, and he's gonna, you know, that health isn't going to help whenever he has no cards to draw anymore. So next here is a scheme. This is Helpful Skeletons, a boost of 2, 1 copy. You may return an attack card from your discard pile to your hand. If there are no cards or attack cards in your discard pile, draw 2 cards instead. So yeah, just every card he's playing just keeps on drawing cards. I do like that you can specifically pick out a good card here. Me personally, I would probably grab Excalibur and just get that 6 power out. And then next, another scheme. He has quite a few schemes in his deck. This is Valicia's Light. There's so many different names and things. I'm messing all these up. This is a 2 boost, 1 copy. If an opposing hero is adjacent to Hellboy, choose 1. Either draw 3 cards, move Hellboy 5 spaces, or deal 2 damage to an adjacent fighter. So yeah, so 3 more cards get there, or just a good punch. And then next here, this is another scheme for Hellboy, a 3 boost, 1 copy, and this is the Vulcan 50. Deal 1 damage to all opposing fighters on the board. So it doesn't even matter if he's in range or in the same zone, it's just anywhere on the board. If any sidekicks are defeated this way, deal an additional 2 damage to an opposing hero. So basically, they say all the Harpies were on the board, you can kill all 3 Harpies because you're doing 1 damage to all of them, 1 damage to Medusa, but since you killed a sidekick, you do 2 more to Medusa. I did have a discussion with a friend when we played this. It is not 2 additional per sidekick. It's just if any sidekicks are killed, you get 2 damage extra. Not, you know, if you killed 3 Harpies, you get 6 extra damage. That would be way too strong. And then our last card here, our scheme. This is the Wild Hunt, a boost of 2, 1 copy. And it is remove Hellboy from the board. At the start of your turn, place Hellboy in any space. If you played this as your first action, you end your turn. So you can't disappear, then play something else. But yeah, so that is Hellboy. Let's take a look at my final thoughts. So that is Hellboy. He is one of my favorite Unmatched customs that I have. I feel like his miniature just fits in with the game so well. His playstyle is very, very fun. I feel like new players really enjoy him because they're constantly drawing cards. They do have melee, so they don't have to, like, you know, they can just run up to you, start beating you up, and the move through definitely helps with that. But he's constantly drawing cards, constantly has stuff to do, and also for new players that if they just choose to not defend, they get to heal a little bit. So they don't feel as punished if they can't defend because, you know, they have that extra ability there. So he's definitely one of my favorites. I feel like you could easily convince somebody that he is actually from Unmatched. He's like a single hero, just from how well his deck plays. Doesn't feel too overpowered, doesn't feel underpowered, but it's super fun for new players and also, you know, seasoned players can also have a lot of fun with him. So let's see how to make him. So if you would like to get this deck for yourself, I got it from Unmatched.cards. I will leave a link in the description. The creator who made this one is Kryak here, but he did note that he did not come up with the original concept for this deck as much as just kind of rework it and fix some artworks here and there. So the original creator is Carlos, so you can check both of them out. And then if you would like to get these printed, I got them done at boardgamesmaker.com. I'll leave a description for that as well. So you just have to upload those artworks to the website and then you're good to go. And then if you want to use the miniature that I used, I got this one from the Meeplesmith. They have a website and an eBay page, so you can use whatever one is more comfortable to you to get this guy. And then lastly, the health dial here. I also got made at boardgamesmaker.com. And then the artworks on the front and back, as well as the numbers in between, are something I had it custom made, but I will leave the images in the description so you can just upload it to the website and they will print it for you. And then this plastic insert piece in the middle is just an extra one I had from actual Unmatched. So yeah, I gotta go, my toast is burning.